Rains trigger floods and landslides in Vietnam, 18 missing. Pfizer MSD to grant Vietnamese firms licenses to produce COVID-19 pills. Vietnam Economic Forum scheduled for December 5th. Remittance to Vietnam forecast to continue growing despite pandemic. Welcome to FBNC News, and I'm THØNG. Now, heavy rains that triggered floods and landslides in central Vietnam have left at least 18 people missing, some feared dead, with houses destroyed and roads damaged, local authorities said on Thursday, December 2nd. The rains have subsided, however, and efforts were underway to locate those missing. Some national highways, interprovincial and local roads were partially blocked. Beach towns Phú Yên, Bình Định, and Vietnam's main coffee-growing province, Đắk Lắk, were hardest hit. The floods have inundated 780 hectares of rice fields, although no damage has been reported so far to coffee farms. Vietnam is prone to storms and flooding due to its long coastline. Natural disasters, predominantly floods and landslides from storms, killed 378 people last year. Russia and Vietnam have agreed to expand production of Russia's Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine in Vietnam. Russian Sovereign Wealth Fund RDIF, which markets the vaccine internationally, said on Wednesday. The deal between Russia and Vietnam state-owned Va Biotech and Vietnamese investment company Sovico Group was signed during Vietnamese President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc visit to Russia this week. It paves the way for expansion of Sputnik V production in Vietnam. The agreement will also allow Va Biotech, which had already been producing Sputnik V, to begin manufacturing the one-shot Sputnik Light vaccine in Vietnam. Also about COVID-19 vaccine, drug makers Pfizer Incorporation and MSD, known as Merck & Co. Incorporation in North America, have agreed to give licenses to firms in Vietnam to produce COVID-19 treatment pills, the Ministry of Health said on Friday. The companies have sent letters of approval to the Drug Administration of Vietnam, the ministry said in a statement, for the production of Molnupiravir and Paxlovid pills. Pfizer last week said it would allow generic manufacturers to supply its experimental antiviral COVID-19 pill to 95 low and middle income countries through a voluntary licensing agreement with International Public Health Group Medicines Patent Pool (MPP). The ministry said 5 local pharmaceutical companies have shown their interest in acquiring the license for producing Molnupiravir. Vietnam has so far recorded 1.1 million COVID-19 infections and 24,000 deaths. Over 47% of its population of 98 million have been fully vaccinated against coronavirus. The ministry said Vietnam has so far used 250,000 Molnupiravir doses, with 72% to 93% of recipients recovering after 5 days. You're watching FBNC News. A plant to generate electricity from waste in Hanoi, with a capacity of handling 4,000 tons of solid household refuse per day, is experiencing a peak period of electromechanical installation and equipment debugging after the construction of its last major building structure completed on November 14th. The plant is located in Nam Sơn Waste Treatment Complex, about 35 kilometers from downtown Hanoi, with a total investment of over $300 million, covering an area of 173,900 square meters. It will be the largest of its kind in Vietnam and the second largest in the world upon completion. The plant can process 4,000 tons of household garbage in Hanoi within 24 hours, accounting for 50 to 60% of the total in the city. Currently, the biggest waste-to-energy project in the world is in South China's SÍNG city, with a capacity of 5,000 tons per day. The project's investor is Hanoi-based TIİN Environmental Energy Joint Stock Company and its contractor Chinese Metallurgical Group Corporation General.
日处理量比较大。第二个来讲，就是单台楼的处理量是全球领先的。第三个呢，是我们根据越南的垃圾的情况，采用的是比利时沃特路的焚烧炉技术。
The residual slag after waste incineration will be used to produce non-fire brick and other building materials or backfill materials for resource utilization. In terms of exhaust gas purification process, the plant would also build a set of flue gas purification system which can remove and absorb harmful gases such as dioxin, mercury, nitrogen oxides in the exhaust gas and meet stringent EU emission standards. Hanoi has a population of nearly 8 million and produces 6,500 tons of household refuse per day, of which 5,500 tons are sent here.
Do cái tiếp nhận rác ở Nam Sơn quá tải cho nên cái thời gian vừa qua thì cũng đã rất là nhiều lần cái nước rỉ rác đã tràn ra ngoài và ảnh hưởng đến đời sống của người dân.
The plant is seen as the key to solving the domestic waste problem in Hanoi. After storage, fermentation, and other processes, the waste is ignited and generated. Upon completion, the project will have a positive impact on promoting the green and sustainable development of the Vietnamese capital, cultivating local high-tech talents, improving the energy structure, and promoting employment. The project has 178 employees, except for the main leaders and technical backbone from China. Other staff are all Vietnamese. ExxonMobil is continuing preparatory work for its Cowboy Sun or Blue Whale gas project in Vietnam. It said recently with a final investment decision dependent on factors including regulatory approvals and gas sales deals. Last month, the ExxonMobil board was debating whether to continue with several major oil and gas projects, including the project in Vietnam, amid a push from investors for fossil fuel companies to be more cost-conscious and green energy friendly. Located off Vietnam's central coast, Cowboy Sun is potentially the country's biggest gas project with an estimated 150 billion cubic meters in reserves. Under initial project plans, the gas would flow through an 80-kilometer pipeline to be processed near Da Nang City and then supplied to 4 proposed power plants in Vietnam's central provinces. A final investment decision will be based on a number of factors, including regulatory approvals, government guarantees, executive gas sales agreements, and economic competitiveness, the spokesperson said. And moving on to more economic news, now the Vietnam Economic Forum 2021 is scheduled to take place at the International Convention Center on December 5th. The event will be co-organized by the National Assembly's Committee for Economic Affairs, the Party Central Committee's Economic Commission, and the Vietnam Academy of Social Sciences. The forum will review Vietnam's economic development in 2020-2021 and policies adopted to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic. Specifically, it will give insight into the trend of economic restructuring and changes in production and business models due to pandemic impacts, along with policies that have been rolled out in the world to tackle COVID-19, thus drawing lessons for Vietnam in this regard. Delegates are expected to propose solutions focusing on both short and long-term economic policies, and apart from economic matters, the forum will touch upon social and environmental issues. The forum is set to contribute to institutionalizing the resolution issued at the 13th National Party Congress, the 2021-2030 Socio-Economic Development Strategy, and other resolutions of the legislature. On this occasion, the organizers launched the official website of the forum at diễn.kinh tế.quốc hội.Vietnam in Vietnamese and English languages. The World Bank forecasts that remittance to Vietnam is estimated at $18.1 billion in this year, as such a country will be the 8th largest remittance recipient in the world and the 3rd largest in the Asia-Pacific region this year. In 2020, Vietnamese abroad sent $17.2 billion back home. According to the estimates from the World Bank's Migration and Development Brief released recently, remittances to low and middle-income countries are projected to have grown a strong 7.3% to reach $589 billion in 2021. This return to growth is more robust than earlier estimates and follows the resilience of flows in 2020, when remittances declined by only 1.7% despite a severe global recession due to COVID-19. 17 tourism services operators in the central city of Da Nang have fulfilled requirements to join a pilot program welcoming foreign visitors back to the beach city, the Municipal Department of Tourism announced on December 2nd. The Da Nang People's Committee earlier issued regulations on the pilot program to welcome foreign visitors back to the city, which will be rolled out in 3 phases. According to the city's tourism department, foreign arrivals to Da Nang from December 2021 to next February are forecast to primarily come from key markets of the Republic of Korea, Japan, along with overseas Vietnamese returning home. The welcome of foreign tourists to Da Nang is part of efforts to revitalize the city's tourism and related economic and services sectors, contributing to promoting Da Nang as a safe and attractive destination. Now that has wrapped up FBNC News this week. Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time. Goodbye.